Morning, everybody. We're gonna start planting soybeans today. Finally caught up on a lot of different things and gonna try to get after planting some beans. Pretty quick process for us. Doesn't take nowhere near as long as corn and potatoes and all that stuff. So we're gonna get after it. Taylor and Jaden, they already started on the liquid fertilizer, and Taylor applies it with this 4720 sprayer. We need to get after behind them and start getting these soybeans in the ground and wait for this wheat to mature and get after that. Well, I guess we'll side dress corn first. Just so excited for wheat harvest that I want to skip side dressing corn. We're going to get after it. We'll see y'all a little later.
Hey guys, Jaden and I are going to spray the rest of the soybean starter today. It's just the liquid fertilizer that we put down ahead of the soybean planter. Uncle Nick is out working ground ahead of the planter. Dad is planting, and we are spraying the rest of the ground so that way they have another field to move into. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the sprayer in, and we're going to get the fresh water and the foam marker filled up so that way it's ready for the day. And while I'm doing that, Jaden is overloading the fertilizer in the nurse truck so that way we can head out to the field and get spraying. Yeah, but I'd probably just do 50 because it had some left in it. which is the last field we gotta get done.
keep on planting some soybeans. Hopefully in a few days, 3 days maybe, should be done with full season beans. And Paulie will side dress all the corn, get that done, and then we'll wait for the wheat to get right. Come behind the wheat, plant the rest of the beans behind the wheat. Got a nice day here today. Ground's working up decent. There's some moisture. We're getting a little dry, really. Maybe catching some rains here and there, which have been for surely welcome. Taylor and Jaden, I think they're finishing up spraying the fertilizer on the full season soybean ground. They spray it right ahead of us. So that works out. They should be done with that today, I would think. Oh, he's got his tractor ready. He got it ready while I was getting started, getting ahead of him here. We try to run pretty close to conserve moisture. I don't want to be 300 acres ahead of him, and then the time he gets there, no moisture to plant into. That's why we do it like this. They will leave the turn rows empty, and he can turn on them, I can turn on them, and when I get done, I wait for him to get done his field rows, and then I'll work the turn rows, and then he'll plant the turn rows. That's the way we plant soybeans. You can overlap on soybeans, something ain't gonna hurt nothing. We don't plant corn like that, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we haven't had a day off since early March. I don't know. Somebody have to fact check that. Shame you guys can't listen to the radio with me. Willie's Roadhouse is on this morning. Typically, Willie's Roadhouse is always on wherever I'm at. We got Sirius XM satellite radio in his tractor. I don't know what he's doing. He's moving now, setting his AV line up. Taylor sprays ahead of me, so I try to get on one of her sprayer tracks because she sprays on auto steer. And that way, if it gets dusty or short work going into long work or something like that, I can stay straight that way. Because this tractor don't have auto steer. Most everything we do don't have auto steer. But I don't know. I'd lie to you. I'd say 50-50. Gotta turn around here. We're gonna load this seed trailer, some Plenish beans, some Pioneer Plenish beans. We're gonna get after getting her loaded up, get the trailer back out to the planter this evening, and that way we gotta. I think they're getting ready to argue. Standing behind this box. Okay, they didn't argue. Problem averted. Bottom of these boxes got little holes in them. I don't know for what, why they didn't make the bottom of the box flat, I don't know. We have to talk to the Pro Box inventor. Maybe more strength or something of that nature. But rocks, especially setting them down here in the gravel, rock gets stuck in there. And then you shake the box in the trailer, and the rock goes in the trailer, and the rock goes in the planter, and we can't plant rocks. We ain't got no rock planter. We try to pull the rocks out of the field, not plant the rocks in the field. You know what I mean? Sure you do. See what I'm talking about? Can't plant them. Leave them in the yard. Here, I'm gonna load the planter this evening. The move this trailer to the next farm. We're using the tractor because the next farm that we're going to is all in the field. There ain't no lanes or nothing like that to work off of. Typically we pull this trailer with one of our service trucks. That field that we're going to is not, I don't want to say it's wet, but it's not dry either. And last thing we want to do is get a service truck stuck and then have to get a tractor to pull both pieces out. So it kind of just makes more sense to plant that 160 acres with the tractor. That's why that is. And that 7120 is Polly's baby. There's a story behind it, but we ain't got time for that right now. So we got done planting full season beans yesterday. Got the planter home, got the landsman home, and Polly got all the spinditches cut. That's a good thing. Moved pretty good on that. Polly and Jaden, they're side dressing corn right now. Got started with that today. So far, so good on that. Ain't heard nothing, so no news is good news as far as that goes. Next thing on the agenda here is to get things ready for wheat harvest, because wheat harvest is probably, I'd say, 2 weeks away. We're gonna get trucks ready first. We got 4 hopper bottoms to get ready. We're gonna get 5 trucks ready, because you never know. One might decide they don't want to work that day. So at least we'll have 1 spare truck, which will most likely be this one. 2 Chevrolet 10-wheelers, 1 International tri-axle 10-wheeler, 12-wheeler. It's got a tri-axle, so it's got 12 wheels. So we'll call it a 12-wheeler. And probably 2 small 10-wheelers. We got to put 2 tires on this trailer. This trailer being the old trailer, we got a fair selection of tires over there. Typically, we would just get new tires, but for the miles that this trailer doesn't run anymore, it's not quite worth spending $400 or $500 a tire. We're going to get after getting these things ready. You want to see what it looks like? BAD.
Well, we're getting started dribbling our nitrogen side dress onto the corn. I've already put out a couple tankfuls, just trying to make sure everything's going to work good. Get to see how we do it. We feel that the liquid nitrogen's a lot better than the dry fertilize. We feel like it gets into the ground a little easier. We're going through a dry spell right now, and not all of our ground is irrigated, so it's good to get this stuff in the ground. You're going to lose a little either way, but this is just the way we like to do it. Feel like it works the best for our situation.
Shop again, still getting trucks ready. Today, we're gonna put 8 tires on that white 359. Hoover and I are. That's his baby. He loves that truck. I can't say I can say the same. It's a good truck, but to me it's just work right now. But we got the rear axle off. Got them laid out here on the floor. Hoover's gonna attempt to be a tar man. We got the tires all put on. Goober's going out here now. It's got hooked up to the old trailer. That trailer, he's more than likely gonna pull that truck. Little side story to that truck. It was originally number 20. Mr. Cartanza bought it in 85, 86, something like that. But I don't know, maybe Taylor put a picture up of what it looked like before when it was here, but it was originally number 20. It left here and went to a couple places here and there, and then Paulie found it back. Fella before us painted it white, which it looks better white than it did all painted up blue. Comes Goober, he got her all hooked up. Old trailer needs a paint job. It's a 1995 Tempty. It's hauled a lot of bushels. Mr. Cartanza bought them new in 95. I think there was 2 of them when I came. I'm sure there was more than that. I think that's the least amount of number of stuff he bought was 2.
This is our sweet corn that we planted 2 weeks ago, and it's coming up pretty good. We're not gonna dig it up because we barely planted any, so. As you can tell, the potatoes have grown quite a bit. They're all in blossom, and if you look closely, each different variety has a different color. These are the reds. Let's see what they look like underneath. And then that's the seed which it started. These are the yellows, and here are the blossoms. All the little yellow potatoes. This one seed potato is growing about 10 potatoes, which you can see they're starting to grow more too, so it'll be way more than 10. We made it to the whites. These are the superiors, and these are the rebas. Rebas were planted a little bit later than the superiors, so you can tell they're not fully blossoming yet, but there's a couple blossoms. There's the white superiors, and there's a seed. And these are the white rebas. You can tell they're not as big as the superiors are. This is the corn. They say it's supposed to be knee-high by 4th of July, but we're way past that.
We're almost through getting trucks ready. Got this one done. Got the twin to it done. 2 of these. As far as trucks and trailers, we got all them ready to go. We got the V8 here, hooked to this trailer, ready to go. It's just down here, it's gonna get washed. Everything gets grease, repairs, maintenance, whatever it needs down here on the south end. And then typically, everything gets washed down there on the north end. We're getting through them pretty good. Luckily, there's not a whole lot wrong with them. Got this international triaxle in here now. I'm gonna try to get through it today. We might get combines out today, but first thing this morning, we gotta go help a neighbor get ready. He is truly a one-man band, and I try to help him when I can. And he's got a John Deere 7720, so we gotta take his chopper off. And then he takes his grain sides off his 6-wheeler, putting the nurse tank on for planting corn. So obviously he's done with that, so we gotta put his sides back on for him. And currently just waiting on somebody to get here to help me go help Mr. Brown get his combine and truck ready. We're gonna move on to combines here, try to get them out and make sure they're talking to each other and make sure the distance is calibrated and all that jive, pre-harvest stuff. We're going over here to the body shop. We call it body shop, I guess it's technically called a head shed now. Jaden parked their truck right in the way. Jaden, your truck's in the way. Maybe not. I think the corn head's on that side. got to deafen this machine. That's done. We got to put fuel in it yet. We're gonna get fire extinguishers charged up and make sure all of our tools and all that we need for sickles and guards is in the toolbox. Fire extinguisher mounted. We gotta go get bolts. We gotta go get sickle bolts because I got wrenches, guards, and sickles, but no sickle bolts. Slacking. So Taylor and I, we're here with the combines. We gotta calibrate distance. So we got a cone, a wheel roll, another cone. We gotta walk 500 feet, set the other cone, and then we'll get in and show you how we do that. Alright, stop. And then update calibration. There we go. They're all ready to go. Just waiting for the wheat to get ready. Got the grain cart all buttoned up, got her greased up, gotta check the scale. Put the fire extinguisher on, make sure everything's gonna work, lights work, all that stuff. Cooper's filling her up now, gonna put her in the yard. As far as I'm concerned, everything's ready to go for wheat. Hopefully in the next video, we're combining wheat. Hopefully, but we'll see.